This is October the 31st, Halloween 2012, and this is Davina Moreno's take on the 2012 Obama collection. I'm out.
Okay, let's get it started,
All
cousin.
right, let me get my questions going here. Get it together now. All right, cousin Davina, what would you have done different in this campaign?
In this campaign, well, for one, I would have made sure that Obama had somebody else on the ground to explain to the 47% or even 3% more, just more straightforward, so that nobody had to feel like they had to read between the lines and figure out the difference between the candidates. For two, I would have had, as I said before, a yes or no debate. I want to just get some straight up answers, not just with a whole bunch of excuses or reasons why or how or any of that. Just yes or no. I'd like to just ask. I'd like to ask Mitt Romney right now, how does he feel about FEMA? I mean, tell the truth, because now a lot of people are going to be in need of FEMA. Is this now when you just love our president?
Right.
I mean, how would he be right now? What those people would be suffering even more so if indeed he didn't. I mean, he was president right now, because he doesn't agree with FEMA, you know. And there's just a number of things I would have done. I love the way Obama's running his campaign. At the end of the day, I always have to keep in mind that he has to keep it presidential, but they have the people in the middle for the middle class to express those emotions. But what about the people that's considered big birds people? Those people need to be able to understand what's taking place in this election as well, and what's at risk in this election. I mean, it's not just how they're making it as food stamps, welfare, and all of that. It's health. It's if you're having a tubal pregnancy, if you're at risk. He's lying when he comes to the debate. What he does is he appeals, because he knows that the debate, this is the most time where he's going to get the most people to look at what he's saying, so he can say whatever he wants to say during the debate and then clean it up during the campaign, and nobody follows the campaign to see that he cleaned it up, the lies that he told during the debate. During the debates, all he did was kind of move to the middle and kind of agree and kind of say these things. That this man is pro-life without no reasoning. So all that is case of rape or whatever, it's not so. He's been campaigning pro-life 100, regardless if you've been raped or whatever, ever since, until the debate. You know what I mean? And then there's just a number of issues that he comes up with that he just agrees with Obama during the debate, but he wants to just sound like, make it sound like he's the president or whatever, like he can go up against our president. At the end of the day, he can't go up our. I mean, you really, if people are as smart as I think they are, you have no shot at this, because he's just empty.
Good point, cousin. Good point. Question number two. What about Mitt Romney? Do you not care for? Now, I know you're finna say a lot.
At the end of the day, everybody looks at it as being white, black, whatever. I don't look at it like that. I look at his views and I look at how he sees things. And he's never been down here at the bottom. He's never been at the bottom. I don't even think he has any friends that's at the bottom. His definition of middle class or whatever is people still making what I won't see in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I won't see that kind of money probably, period. So at the end of the day, he can't relate to me. So I don't like that he comes out and he says all this stuff without no true meaning. He won't answer no questions. You ask yourself why Mitt Romney won't go on no television shows, talk shows. Yep. Forget The View. Pick another one. Go on your own channel, Fox channel. The media is so biased already. Go on one of your channels. They won't ask you no wrong questions. You just don't want to answer none because you don't want the people to know. Because if the people really know what he's about, they will not vote for him. He wouldn't even be considered close in this race. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even be considered close. Gucci, stop. Sit down. he wouldn't even be considered close in this race if the people really knew what he was all about. You know, he gets around it, and for some apparent reason, he's able to go over everything that you ask him. You ask him, are you wearing pink today? And he says, you know, yesterday it was a beautiful day, and I was going to put on this gray outfit, and instead today I decided to put on yellow, and I was going to go over here and make this movie. And now he still never answered the question.
Right.
You know, and it's like, are these people that's voting for him as empty as he is, that he can say something like that and I mean, put a question out there for him and he can give you that kind of answer with no real substance? His 5-point plan everybody talks about, that just seems so thrilling to the eye of hearing what the people are going to see, what they're going to get. You know, oh, Romney has a plan. He has a plan. Yeah, I have a plan to get to the moon, but I don't know how to get there. Now, yeah, I wrote it down. I think if we do this, and do that, I might be able. He doesn't even have anything in the middle of how you gonna get there. He just knows from here to here. Well, I'm sure all of us, Phil, have had some kind of plan before failure, especially with nothing in the middle.
All right. Now, question number 3. Why are you doing your first YouTube video?
Just because I want the people that don't understand to understand what's at stake here. Medi-Cal is at stake. Health is at stake. Health insurance is at stake. How we choose our health care, the health care coverage that we get. You know, it's going to affect a lot of people. And I think what people aren't understanding is that you talk about cutting all this stuff. Well, you cut too much stuff, and it's going to be a lot more crime rate. They ain't talked about the crime. Gucci, go sit down. Go sit down. They haven't talked about the crime rate that will take place when you start cutting everybody's stuff off. Okay? Because the low percentage that they're failing to talk about the majority of time are the percentage that will come out to play. And everybody who I'm talking to knows what I mean by come out to play. So they should consider that too when they're making these choices on what you're going to cut, who you're going to cut off, and all of that. And they should make Mitt Romney, at the end of the day, say yes or no and what he's going to really do. Not just, oh yeah, I'm going to cut taxes for the riches. It's going to cost us $5 billion, but we'll figure out how to get that $5 billion back without taxing all the 47%. No. And who is dumb enough to hear him say 47% off the record and not believe him? They believe him now that he's saying the 100%. The 100%. He didn't mean the 100%. You know, that's like what I say behind closed doors with my man. You know what I mean? That's the real truth of the matter. That stuff I say, you know, when you get out and you in front of a crowd and stuff, you might say anything. And that's exactly what he's doing, and he's getting away with it. And that's crazy to me, because if I heard, we literally got to hear him say that, 47%. This wasn't no, you know what I mean? And Obama, everybody wants him to act black, you know, because at some points he do need to, but it's kind of hard because he walking a thin line, because when he acts black, where he's aggressive, then he's considered an angry black man. You know, an angry black man, that's how they label him. When yet you want him to be assertive. If you want him to be assertive, I mean, really, because I really wanted him to smash on Romney and tell Romney straight up, you know what, you know what, you need to tell the truth right now.
All right. Now, question number 4 is, what are some of the things you want the people to know?
Basically, I mean, really, I want them to know all of it. I wish that it wasn't just solely based on a debate or what you heard from people. Read up on it. Do your research. And if it's too much for you or whatever, then you ask somebody. And don't just ask no one person. Do like you have to do with everything else in life. Question it. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying you just got to go soul out and just believe everything Obama's saying. But I can say this. I'm a very spiritual person in my soul. And I definitely feel that Obama is genuine in what he's attempting to do. You know, he's attempted to do a lot of stuff, and the Republicans have held it off because they said they did not want another 4 years of him. So we have to keep that in mind. So, you know, but we also have to keep in mind of where he started from. Obama started from the rock bottom. It's like somebody giving you a beat up ass car. And as soon as you get the car, you start fixing it up and, oh, now you want it back? No. That ain't the way it goes. You know what I mean? You wait until I'm finished riding in it and enjoying the luxuries of what I have fixed. But they don't want to give him credit for what he fixed. When he killed bin Laden, they tried to say, oh, you know, it was the troops who killed bin Laden, and it was the force, and it was all of this and all of that. But at the end of the day, he made the call. Now, would your Republican President Bush have made that call? No, because his gasoline and everything else was at stake. He knew what he was doing. All that was political. All that was just a bunch of BS. Obama made the call. He had to go with his gut to think if that guy was in there or not, if bin Laden was in there or not. And when he was killed, that helped a lot of people be able to put to rest some of the feelings that they were having and stuff after 9/11. And they don't want to give him credit. That's like, oh, just passed. You know what I mean? Oh, he did that. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, he passed Obamacare. Why do you think he passed Obamacare? Because he just want to spend some money? He knew spending some money was going to go against him during election time. It had nothing to do with that. He was looking out genuinely for the people. They have to think about that. You don't think this man knows what it takes to be a president 4 years, to get reelected? He's already got black going against him. So you don't think that he knew adding to the deficit would go against him? He knew it, but he did it anyways. He bailed out that auto industry. Look what they're doing right now. They're telling Mitt Romney got a commercial out. I think it should be illegal for them to put out false commercials. The bailout didn't help. Obama was going to let Ohio knows. You know what I mean? And the ones that don't need to take their glasses off because they got too much shade on them.
All right. Well,
that might wrap it up for now, but it won't wrap it up permanently. Because I will be back on here. November 6th is coming up, and I really want any questions. Anybody got anything? I reads up on all my stuff, and I will give you some answers if you need some answers, and if you need to hear it straight from the hood, you will hear it.
Real talk. All right, this concludes.
And this is my first YouTube video. Hey!
Davina and Davina, D1 and D2.
Okay.
All right, this concludes Davina Moreno's take on the 2012 Obama election. Peace.